Hi guys, my name is Alisha Lehmann.
Alisha Lehmann thinks Lautaro Martinez is Inter's best player. Here's what she says about him. Lautaro Martinez is a true talent and a symbol of Inter. His aggressive style of play, his incredible feel for the ball, and his ability to decide matches at key moments make him an integral part of the team. He inspires me with his dedication to the club and his desire to win every game. I'm sure his name will go down in history, not only for Inter, but for the whole of world soccer. Almost yesterday marked 6 years since Lautaro Martinez's move from Argentine side Razinga to Inter. Milan's sporting director Piero Azzilio promised then, Lautaro would become a star, not just a great player, but one of the best in the world. And so it happened, only we had to wait a little longer. The 2023-24 season was absolutely the best of Lautaro's career. He won the second Scudetto of his career, took the Italian Super Cup, scored the most goals in Serie A, and in the summer, he won the America's Cup with Argentina, becoming the tournament's top scorer with 5 goals, including the winning goal in the final. 2 years ago, he was pressed for a weak game at the World Cup Qatar, but he endured. Changed not only on the pitch, but off it as well. Inter intercepted Lautaro from Atletico, thanks to Diego Milito. Inter have always had a strong connection with Argentina. The main player in the club's modern history, Javier Zanetti, is Argentine. Most of the internationals are from there, which was especially noticeable in the noughties and tens. And even now. At the core are Valentin Carboni, Marseille almost agreed with him, and Joaquin Correa, though Inter want to let him go, as well as superstar Lautaro Martinez. This is not a coincidence, but the result of a long and fruitful work on the market. Do we love Argentine players? Definitely we do, Azzilio told me. There have been many strong Argentines in the club's history, it's a fact. We are constantly looking at this market, sometimes even more thoroughly than the European market. Why is this the case? We understand the mentality of the Argentines. They are very hardworking guys who play with the same passion and skill as the Italians. Azzilio is always in charge of the final transfer decisions, and most of the work on the Argentine is on his right-hand man, Dario Baxina, who joined from Palermo in 2017. A year and a half after joining Inter, I went on a business trip to Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay, Baxin told me. I thought a week at most would be enough for me, but I spent almost a month on that trip, most of it exactly in Argentina. I like watching the local championship. There is a lot of passion in it. I'm convinced that without it, soccer is basically impossible. That's probably why I strive on every trip to spot some young player capable of strengthening Inter. One day, Azzilio received a call from an agent in the middle of the night offering to follow the young Argentine striker. The sporting director immediately charged Baxina. In parallel, the club's vice president Javier Zanetti made inquiries, with the help of good buddy Diego Milito. The latter had caught Lautaro as a player and was the one the young forward replaced on his debut for raising from Avellaneda. I remember after the double against Cruzeiro, the coach called me to the bench, Milito recounted. I thought this decision was wrong. I slowly walked to the substitution. In front of me stood a boy, and at some point he couldn't stand it. Come on faster. It was Lautaro. In him, even then, you could feel an incredible desire to play, to be a leader, to be a killer on the field. Italian media wrote that it was Milito who convinced Inter bosses to splurge on Lautaro. According to Transfermarkt, the deal cost Inter 25 million euros. The Argentines' estimated value is now well over 100 million euros. Milito did not just characterize a promising young player, he said that Lautaro in a few years could well become a leader and a big star, recalled Baxin. When I jokingly asked if Lautaro would be better than him, he said in all seriousness that Martinez's goal sense was stronger. I guess that's when I realized that we were dealing with an unlimited talent, since he's been given such a star rating. Lautaro could well have gone not to Milan, but to Madrid. On the internet there is a photo of the striker sitting with Atletico's documents. He has agreed a 6-year contract and agreed on a lease back to Racing. Zanetti and Milito played in sync in the interception. Diego communicated with Lautaro and convinced him to move to us, recalled the vice president. So yes, Milito helped us a lot. How Lautaro has grown. Once a psycho because of Conti, now a friend of the players and assistant to management. Fall 2023. Martinez spends his first season as Inter's captain, where the armband is given to the leader in matches in all tournaments. Lautaro became that player after the departure of Marcelo Brozovic to Saudi Arabia. I wasn't ready. I think nobody is fully ready for it. Talking about the captain's armband, Martinez told me. Soccer is a team sport, but a very individual sport. It's mostly about personal development. When you're a striker, you're selfish in many ways. Captaincy implies that you reorganize your thinking and start thinking about more than just yourself. After all, you are now the representative of the team, largely responsible for its condition. I accepted this role because being Inter's captain is a huge honor and privilege. Sources close to Lautaro say he's changed. First of all, mentally. A vivid example is his reaction to some coaching decisions. In October 2020, Inter beat Genoa 3-0 at home. Martinez didn't score, but threw a tantrum during the substitution in the 76th minute. He didn't shake Antonio Conte's hand, threw shields and water bottles. And when assistant Christian Stellini intervened and suggested that Lautaro control his emotions, he shouted, "Are you the head coach?" No? Then don't tell me what to do. Now such a story is something out of the realm of fiction. Martinez has matured and calmed down. Impulsiveness is gone too. Lautaro is loyal to all coaches. Massimiliano Ferris, Simone Inzaghi's assistant, appreciated the Argentine's wisdom. Lautaro is a calm and very kind guy. He is the liaison between coaches and players that the captain's armband obliges him to be. If Simone has any question about the players, he discusses it with Martinez. Lautaro plays an important role in shaping the atmosphere. Partners confirm Martinez's important role. Marcus Thuram, one of the people who helped me fit into this team, was Lautaro. He was constantly in touch. He gave me a lot of advice on things to help me get acclimated to Milan. He often discussed Simone Inzaghi's tactics with me, explained some nuances. Lottie constantly advised me on the pitch. He is a great captain. Christian Aslani, there were moments when I didn't play and felt unnecessary for Inter. I think it was clear from my emotions that something was wrong. When a coach and an assistant approach you, you can't say you're unhappy. But I was frank with Lautaro. I think Mr. asked him to talk to me. Lautaro convinced me that the team needed me, that I was going to get a chance. He's a very good motivator. Jan Sommer, after getting acquainted with the team, we talked with Lautaro for a long time. He told us about the club, the city, Italy, and Serie A. He told us about Inzaghi. Is he a good captain? The best. He is perfect for this role. A telling case is the reaction to the conflict surrounding Romelu Lukaku. Last summer, Inter were planning to keep the Belgian despite a lack of big opportunities. But it suddenly surfaced in the media that the day before the Champions League final with Manchester City, the forward was in talks with Juventus. After confirming the rumors through their sources, Pep Murata and other club executives tried to contact Lukaku and his representatives, but failed. The first to reach the player was Lautaro. According to journalist Pasquale Guaro, Martinez did not accept Lukaku's explanation and said everything he thought about him, and then called on the bosses to isolate the toxic character from the team. Zanetti later recounted that Lautaro played a big part in that story. A few months later, Martinez's future was in doubt. In June, agent Alejandro Camano asked for a €16 million salary for his client and met with Marcelo Simonian, who is known for his connections at PSG. At the height of rumors about a possible transfer, Lautaro personally intervened in the negotiations and asked the representative to make concessions to the club. As a result, the captain's new salary is €9 million a year, plus bonuses. Under Conti, I was selfish and he encouraged it, he said. When you come to a big club like Inter, you have to progress every day, Martinez assured. You only get a few chances to perform at your best. If people realize that you are not doing well, you will quickly lose your place in the squad. I have always worked as if my future at Inter depends on one training session or match. That attitude has probably helped me to grow and develop here. And I'm happy. At Inter, Lautaro worked with 3 coaches. The first was Luciano Spalletti, 9 goals in 35 games. It was difficult to find his own style with him because he often adapted to the opponent. Conte, as the Argentine said, put a lot of emphasis on results. He demanded more chances and confident actions in attack. Under Conte, Martinez improved statistics but lost touch with the team. Where I needed to pass, I sometimes got greedy, took the game on myself, and made mistakes, Martinez recalled. With Antonio Conte, I became Italian champion for the first time, and I am eternally grateful to him. But I was selfish, and it was as if he encouraged it. Everyone has their own methods. I have no right to criticize him. Conte allowed Martinez to play higher without wasting energy on defense. It was Simone Inzaghi who broke that rule, changing dramatically in his 3rd year at Inter. Every Inter player has a big conversation with the coaching staff before the season starts, Lautaro noted. I had one with Inzaghi and Ferris. I will not disclose the details of that meeting, but the coaches made it clear that to achieve better form, I need to change my style, more interaction with partners. Inzaghi praised the players' responsiveness. It's not even the fact that he works alongside the midfielders. It's that when he receives the ball, he has started to feel like a leader and a player who dictates the game. Coaches' voice analysts explained the essence of Martinez's new role. In the transitions from defense to attack, Lautaro Martinez is positioned below the center line, thus accompanies the attack until it reaches completion. At first, Lautaro stays in the background and then takes the opponent by surprise in the strike zone. He pulls one defender, which causes an imbalance in the opponent's defensive block and allows Lautaro to break into the free zone without pressure. When Inter counterattacks, Martinez ties up the lines and tears apart the opposing defense with sharp runs. Lautaro later noted Inzaghi's role in the progression. When Simone took charge, he immediately promised that he would keep the concept of the last coach. At the same time, Mr. said that the roles of some players would change. He assured me that my contribution to the result will be higher. I will have more influence on the game. According to Martinez, now it has become more difficult but interesting for him. When Inter celebrated the championship and became the 2nd Italian team with 2 stars on the emblem, Lautaro again praised the coach. Simone did an incredible job. We all remember how the Tifosi and journalists criticized him last spring because of the crisis in March 2023. There were rumors that Inter were going to sack the coach. But he coped with the pressure and grew a lot. Together with him, the team has grown and progressed a lot. I'm grateful to the management for their trust, incredibly grateful to Inzaghi. They helped me reach my current level.